Shanghai just removed Windows from every government computer in the city. Not a test, a final decision. Thousands of civil servants, one system, gone. China's banks followed, then state infrastructure operators, then defense suppliers. The program has a name, Xinchuang. It means self-controllable technology. It means no more Windows, no more Google, no more American software of any kind. Huawei built the replacement. HarmonyOS Next, no Android code, no Windows dependency. By mid-2026, it was running on close to 1 billion devices, and it started spreading outside China, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America. 20 countries being offered the same system, not because it is better than Windows, because it cannot be turned off by Washington. Microsoft has said almost nothing publicly about any of this. That silence is the answer. To understand why this is happening, you need to understand what Windows actually is in China. It is not just software, it is a dependency, a single point of failure, controlled by a company in Washington, answering to a government that has already used that leverage. China watched what happened to Huawei in 2019. Google cut the Android connection. Microsoft became a shaky partner overnight. A company built over 30 years, overseas phone business gone in 2 years. That lesson did not stay inside Huawei. It spread through every Chinese technology boardroom on Earth. The question changed. Not how do we use American software, but what happens when we cannot? That question has a name now: digital sovereignty. And it is not a Chinese idea anymore. It is spreading. Indonesia's government started pushing domestic software alternatives after watching China's response to the Huawei ban. Malaysia launched its own technology sovereignty framework. Saudi Arabia audited every foreign software dependency after seeing what strategic risk looks like in practice. None of this made the front page. All of it is happening. The thread connecting all of them is the same. Nobody wants to be the next Huawei. Here is the number that tells you how serious this has gotten. HarmonyOS grew 9 times in 12 months. Not 9%, 9 times. 1 billion devices. Phones, tablets, smart TVs, cars, smartwatches, laptops. In early 2024, it surpassed iOS in China, second most used operating system, behind only Android. Think about what that means. Apple spent 15 years building iOS into a global power. HarmonyOS passed it in China in 5 years, in a country of 1.4 billion people, while being banned from using any Western software or chips. The HarmonyOS Next that runs on laptops looks deliberately familiar. File Explorer, System Tray, right-click menus, window snapping, keyboard shortcuts, settings panel that echoes Windows. That is not an accident. That is strategy. Make the switch feel like nothing. Make the habit transfer, because the biggest barrier to killing Windows is not performance. It is not features. 30 years of muscle memory. Every office worker on Earth, built around one way of doing things. HarmonyOS Next was designed to steal that muscle memory quietly, and it is working. But here is the part that should genuinely shock you. HarmonyOS is not just replacing Windows on Chinese government computers. It is being sold to other countries as something different, not as a better operating system, as insurance. Think about that pitch. A government in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Africa. They all watched Washington cut off Huawei overnight. They all understood the message. Your entire national computer infrastructure will not depend on a foreign license. That license cannot be revoked. Not by Washington, not by anyone. Your banks will not go dark. Because someone in Washington added your name to a list, you will not become the next Huawei. That is the pitch. That pitch is working, because the fear behind it is real. Huawei is not competing with Microsoft on features. It is not competing on price. It is competing on the one thing Microsoft cannot offer: a guarantee that nobody can turn it off. Microsoft cannot promise that, because Microsoft is an American company subject to American law. American law has demonstrated this clearly. It will be used as a weapon when geopolitics demands it. That reality is HarmonyOS's most powerful sales tool, and it did not exist before 2019. The ban created the product. The product is now selling itself. Let us talk about where this is actually spreading. Huawei's international push started in 2026 with specific targets. Hong Kong first, then Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, then Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, then Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, then Brazil, Mexico, Argentina. These are not random choices. Every single country on that list already has Huawei telecom equipment running its mobile networks. That is the key insight most people miss. Whoever builds the network usually ends up shaping what runs on top of it. A government trusting Huawei with mobile networks has already crossed the hardest barrier. The relationship exists. The contracts are already being signed. Switching office computers to HarmonyOS is not a leap for those governments. It is the next natural step. And the timing is almost perfect. Windows 10 support ended in October 2025. Every government office and bank and hospital still running Windows 10 now faces a choice: pay Microsoft for an upgrade or switch. For governments where Huawei built the network, the answer is obvious. And that answer is spreading faster than any Western news outlet is currently tracking. Now here is the honest part, because this story deserves honesty. HarmonyOS has a real problem, a serious one: apps. When HarmonyOS Next dropped Android compatibility, it cut off every unported app. Overnight, hundreds of thousands of apps just gone. Huawei claims more than 10,000 apps now have native Harmony versions. WeChat, Alipay, and WPS Office are there. The basics work. 10,000 is not 3 million. The Google Play Store has 3 million apps. For a Shanghai civil servant needing WeChat and a word processor, 10,000 is enough. For a developer in Jakarta who depends on specialized software, it might not be. This is the real ceiling on how fast HarmonyOS can spread internationally, not the geopolitics, not the hardware, the apps. The classic trap of every new platform in history. Users do not come without apps. Developers do not build apps without users. Huawei is pushing through this trap with government mandates inside China. Force the switch. Build the user base, then attract the developers. But government mandates do not work in Indonesia the same way they work in Shanghai. Outside China, HarmonyOS has to win on merit, on price, on the sovereignty pitch. That is a slower race than most people covering this story will admit. Here is what Microsoft is actually doing, because they are not doing nothing. They are just not doing it loudly. Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform, is still growing inside China. Microsoft operates Azure data centers in China through a local partner called 21viaNet. That relationship has survived every round of US-China technology restrictions so far. Microsoft is betting Chinese companies will drop Windows but keep Azure. Cloud stays. Desktop goes. That is a different bet than the one most people think Microsoft is making. It is not betting that Windows survives in China. It is betting that the cloud survives even after the desktop is gone. That might be smart. Or it is the kind of mistake that seemed reasonable until it was too late. Because Huawei is not just replacing Windows on desktops. It is building Huawei Cloud to replace Azure too. And Huawei Cloud is growing at 40% per year inside China. Every piece of the stack is being replaced simultaneously. The desktop, the cloud, the chips, the network equipment. Microsoft is losing one piece at a time and betting the other pieces will hold. That bet gets harder every quarter. Zoom out for a second, because this is actually much bigger than Windows. What is happening is the first real fracture in the global technology stack. For 30 years, the world ran on one set of foundations: American chips, American operating systems, American cloud platforms, American app stores. That was not a coincidence. Whoever got there first won. Network effects made switching almost impossible. That was the formula. HarmonyOS is not just attacking Windows. It is attacking the idea that this stack is permanent. It is proving that you can build an alternative. Not a perfect alternative, not a faster alternative, not a cheaper alternative. A separate one. A stack that runs entirely without American permission. Once that exists, the question changes. Not can we switch, but do we want to switch? That is a much easier question to say yes to, because wanting to switch is about politics and fear and sovereignty. And right now, politics and fear and sovereignty are on HarmonyOS's side. Microsoft never had to compete against that before. It is competing against it now. Here is the question nobody is asking out loud. What happens to the countries that switch? Not in theory, in practice. A government office on HarmonyOS also runs Huawei Cloud instead of Azure. It is using WPS Office instead of Microsoft Office. It is buying Huawei laptops with Kunpeng processors instead of Intel or AMD. Every piece of the switch deepens the relationship with Huawei. And deepening the relationship with Huawei means deepening the relationship with the Chinese technology ecosystem, which ultimately means deepening the relationship with China. This is the argument that keeps US and European government officials awake at night. Switching from Windows to HarmonyOS is not just a software decision, it is a geopolitical alignment. Every country that switches is telling the world which camp it is choosing, not with words, with a procurement contract. Some countries switching lean toward China already, others are trying to stay neutral. Both see HarmonyOS the same way, a way to reduce American dependency, without explicitly picking a side. That is the most important thing to understand about where this goes next. It is not a technology race anymore. It is a geopolitical one, and technology just happens to be the battlefield. Here is the part of this story that never makes the headlines. The Xinjiang program inside China is not optional. State-owned enterprises, banks, government offices, and defense suppliers were given deadlines. Switch to domestic software or face consequences. That created something no operating system has ever had before, a guaranteed customer base of hundreds of millions of users, before the software was ready, before the app ecosystem existed, before any normal market test. Windows won the world through market competition over decades. HarmonyOS won China through government mandate in years. That is a different kind of winning, and it creates a different kind of foundation. A foundation that is now big enough to fund the international expansion, big enough to pay developers to build native apps, big enough to make the sovereignty pitch credible to foreign governments. HarmonyOS is no longer asking countries to take a risk on an unproven platform. It is showing them a platform already running the world's second largest economy. That changes the conversation completely. You're not betting on a startup. You're adopting something that already works at scale. The forced domestic market became the international selling point. That was never planned. The mandate created the market. The market created the credibility. The credibility is now winning contracts outside China. That chain of events was not predicted by anyone outside Huawei's own boardroom. And it is the reason this story matters far beyond China's borders. Let us be direct about what this means for Microsoft. Windows is not dying globally, not this year, not next year. In the United States, Europe, Japan, South Korea, and Australia, Windows is going nowhere. The network effects are too deep. The app ecosystems are too entrenched. The enterprise software built on Windows is too expensive to replace. But in the markets where Huawei already built the network infrastructure, where governments are already looking for sovereignty, where Windows 10 end of support created a forced upgrade moment, where HarmonyOS is being offered as sanctions-proof insurance. In those markets, Microsoft is already losing. Not tomorrow, not next year. It is losing right now, quietly, procurement contract by procurement contract. And the math of this matters. China is the largest personal computer market on Earth. Losing it means losing hundreds of millions of licenses, decades of revenue, gone. Then add Southeast Asia, add the Middle East, add Africa, add Latin America. Those markets combined are bigger than Europe. Microsoft can survive losing China. Probably. Microsoft cannot survive losing China plus the markets that follow China's lead. That is the real threat, not Harmony, OS beating Windows on performance or features. The real threat is gravity. Countries being pulled toward a stack they can own completely, and that gravity is already pulling. In 2019, the United States government tried to freeze one company's technology. That company built an operating system. It is replacing Windows in government offices across the largest economy on Earth, and it is being sold to 20 countries as the one thing Microsoft cannot offer: insurance against being cut off. There is something almost poetic about this. The restrictions meant to protect American dominance created the first serious challenge to it in 40 years. Not a better product. A separate one, a stack that does not need permission from Washington to keep running. Once that stack is real and proven at scale, it does not stay in one country. It spreads to every government that worried about what happened to Huawei in 2019, which is most of them. Windows will not disappear from your desktop anytime soon. But in a growing part of the world, it already has. And the part of the world where it has disappeared is getting larger every quarter. The question is not whether HarmonyOS kills Windows globally. It probably will not in your lifetime. The question is, how much of the world switches before Microsoft finds an answer? And right now, Microsoft does not have one. Does HarmonyOS spread beyond China, or does it stay contained? Drop your answer below.